Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Asmagon and today we're going to be talking about a theory. Bit of a rumor slash theory. More theory than rumor because as far as I've seen there's no direct evidence of this exact plot going on other than circumstantial ones, but I could be wrong. Amazon is pushing woke stuff into Warhammer 40k specifically to tank the stock and then buy it on the cheap. The other half of the theory is once they then acquire the whole company of Games Workshop, they would then proceed to take the woke stuff out and then produce the show without that in it. Now, that second half, I'm certain is bullshit. That second half of the theory, I think, is bullshit. The rest of it, I can kind of believe. But before we get too far into it, I do want to also, like, for things we know for a fact, at the very least, is that the recent faction-focused Adeptus Custodes video on YouTube is getting slammed with dislikes. So I'm very proud of my fellow 40k community. We're doing great, guys. Keep up the boycott, keep up the gatekeep, keep up it strong. You guys are doing a great job. But yeah, keep in mind the return to YouTube dislike app that I have lowballs the number. So it's way more than 6.8k. It's way more than 6.8k. It usually halves it almost, as far as I've seen for the numbers that it catches. So this could very well be over 8,000, 9,000 dislikes. And the only way we'd know for sure is if GW showed on their actual creation page the number, because that's where it's actually visible. But here, this is just the low ball that the return to YouTube dislike scans it for, and it's in the ballpark, though. Within a couple thousand to... it's around half, at worst. So, but I did want to point that out. I think it's really cool that we're doing such a good job. Again, 2.5k likes from shills and bots, and then 6.8k minimum from the true 40k fan base. We're doing a great job, guys. Now, back to the rumor stuff. So this comes from that dark place, and they made a couple articles previously on the female custodies situation, and they were full of... not full of. They had a few inaccuracies. A few things that they were getting wrong. I'm not going to say they're a bad source to go to, but they certainly need to work on their research just a little bit. Could be worse, but again, there were some things about their previous articles that just... it was clearly normies writing it, is what I'll say. Like, the inaccuracy wasn't in the essence of the controversy, it was more in, like, the specificity. But anyway, they say in their article, former Epic Games executives suggest Amazon tank Warhammer with wokeness in order to purchase Games Workshop on the cheap. Now, let's keep going. Former Epic Games business development manager Alexei Sevchenko suggests that Amazon should tank Games Workshop and Warhammer with wokeness so that the company's stock price will tank and then buy the company on the cheap. Sevchenko shared his idea on X. You know, if I was Amazon, I would continue applying pressure to TV series for lore changes, dismantle Games Workshop relationships with the fanbase, drop their price, and just buy them on penny on the dollars, and then launch TV faithful to the lore. Just saying. Well, and to be fair, with like the rumor thing, that is saying what he would do. Or, well, if I was Amazon. So this is what he would do. But that's the part that maybe he would do, but I don't think Amazon would do. This part is what I think is bullshit about the theory. At least in regards to Amazon. Again, they're full of DEI BS. They they are not as money motivated as they should be. They tanked Rings of Power to force in DEI and woke ESG BS into that show, and they're going so far as, despite the fact that they did not make their money back for season 1. Despite the fact that budgetarily they have way outspent what they're getting in for returns, they're still going for season 2. This is not a company that cares about money. This is purely politically motivated. And the only point they're going to start caring about money again is when it's probably too late, when they've lost way more than they already have. And I don't know how losing millions of dollars isn't enough of a sign. Like, hey, you see all these this number with all these zeros? Yeah, isn't that a great profit? No, this is our losses. This is our losses, motherfuckers. This political ideology of yours is cancer on the pocketbook. Oh, do you want to cater to Nazis and stuff? If they pay me, yes. Like, that's gonna happen at some point, but as far as I'm concerned, I think that's not gonna happen to Amazon until it's too late. Granted, Amazon's not going down. Like, they make so much money off of, like, the shipping and selling and the actual, like, market products that they sell. Their just media department is going to tank. That I see happening. If they don't turn around in real quick. But regardless, I just don't see that part. Be faithful to the Lord, just saying. No, I think they're legitimately pushing political ideology and stuff into Warhammer. Now, the part that I can believe, because I believe that part as well, but the part I can also believe on top of that is in regards to tanking the stock and wanting to buy the company for the cheap. I think that's just a tangential benefit of them pushing their already mandatory DEI, ESG bullshit that they push in all their products. So that's like what of the theory I can accept. So the rest of the article more or less goes over like the comments. It talks about the likelihood of them. It continues to talk about the controversy. Honestly, what we've read so far is the most important parts. But if you'd like to see the full article, again, it's from That Dark Place. And the title is Former Epic Games Executives Suggest Amazon Take Warhammer with Wokeness in Order to Purchase Games Workshop on the cheap. And I apologize if I did miss something that was more crucial in the rest of the article, but I skimmed through it past this point. And it seems to be they just go back to talking about the controversy and then talking about the likelihood of the theory, talking about Grums going on the defensive for us and all that. But it doesn't seem like they really have any proof or anything of the theory outside of the circumstantial stuff that's been happening that we already all know of. So regardless of that, again, I think the theory has some weight for sure. But in my case, I don't think that the goal of all this was to tank the stocks. I think that was just a tangential benefit that they were certainly hoping for. Because I do believe they would want to buy out GW, and they would want to therefore own Warhammer, Warhammer 40k, and they would end up owning the rights to the tabletop wargame for Lord of the Rings, which we already know they've been having a hostile takeover of Lord of the Rings. In terms of media and selling and copyright and stuff. So that I can certainly believe. There's been a lot of back and forth with this conversation about like who's more to blame for this stuff. Was this more BlackRock and Vanguard? Was Amazon just a final push, or did they have no real involvement at all? Is this in relation to Henry Cavill being too open about the project before it was actually, you know, signed and inked? Like, there's a lot of back and forth. And there's a lot of leaks and stuff from behind the scenes that are unverified. So I guess at this point, it's going to come down to what we know is fact is that Amazon pushes DEI and ESG bullshit. And we know that for a fact. And we know that they're working with Games Workshop to make a show, along with Henry Cavill. What else we also know as fact is that BlackRock and Vanguard, as well as Bally Gifford, which is, though I haven't seen anything definitive that they're a British BlackRock, they very well could be. They're the same type of business. They're a financial investment firm. But we know for a fact, at the very least, two of their biggest shareholders are the most aggressively woke-pushing nut jobs you can find on the market. These are all things we know as fact. And we also know as fact that they put female custodians in the lore and then defended it by simply gaslighting everybody and lying to us and telling us that they've always been there. Those are the facts of the situation. It's also a fact that their stock is tanking, the community is pissed at them, rightfully so, and that we're all boycotting them. That's fact. The rest of what we've been talking about is, at this current point, rumor, theory, or... oh yeah, just rumor and theory. Speculation. I want to hazard to everybody latching on to each of the rumors or theories to be careful which one you latch onto. Now again, I think this is very possibly the case, minus the goal at the end of not wokeifying it as you put it up as official media. I don't think Amazon would do that. But then again, it was said from Alexei, who said that's what he would do. That last part, I don't think that's what they are going to do and what they want to do. I don't think this theory is correct from the standpoint that their goal was to buy out the company and knock down their stock and everything. I think that was part of like the scheming, like they were hoping for that, but they were willing to just do a contract where they get all the power, get all the control, doing all the manipulation, and push in the DEI stuff. This is just a tangential benefit of it. That's my take on the theory. But of course, that's not something you guys have to agree with. Be careful what like rumors or theories you guys latch on too much, because it's going to start causing confusion And the last thing I think we all need is to start fighting each other, real fans fighting each other over which case is the... At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The end result is we still need to boycott. Regardless of if this was a strategy for Amazon to buy them out. If Amazon does buy them out, then we continue to boycott. As long as they continue to put DEI stuff into it. GW was already going to push woke ideology. They were partially owned by BlackRock and Vanguard. This was always going to happen. So the boycott should not end if Amazon buys them. If anything, it should ramp up. Now, if Amazon buy it out and they do what Alexei would do, and they are faithful to the lore and all that, then maybe we can support again. If they completely throw out that woke change, if they completely go faithful to the lore, it's not going to happen. But if they did, maybe then. But as it stands right now, this boycott needs to last a lengthy amount of time. And we can't really worry about Amazon buying them out because at the end of the day, whether GW owned them or Amazon owns them, woke ideology was going to continue to be pushed into the game regardless. So that's just something I really wanted to stress. And again, I think there's some validity to this. We should keep our eye on things as we have continuously done. We should continue to keep our ear to the ground, but also be ready for this theory to be either entirely wrong or at the very least partially wrong. And that should go for all the other rumors, all the other leaks, everything that we've gotten that we haven't been able to verify. It should go without saying, but I've seen plenty of people talking a little too confidently about any of these, myself included for a couple of them. So yeah, I just wanted to end off on that note. And I also really want to ask you guys in the comments, please share what you guys think. Do you think this theory is very valid? Do you think this is even likely? Or do you think, like me, and part of it's certainly true in terms of the circumstantial motive or motions? Or do you think it's fully correct and that Amazon is planning to buy it out and take out the woke stuff and give us an honest product? I don't know how you can believe that one, but I'm curious to see how many people believe that one. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Please leave a like if you're new to the channel, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, keep up the boycott, keep up the gatekeep, guys. You guys are doing a great job. And again, for facts, we're definitely making our voices heard. And I'll give GW kudos. They opened up the comment section of this. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And yeah, hopefully I have more good news to report on soon. See you guys later. Bye-bye.